folks. It's 2 minutes after midnight on the fifth day, fourth month, 2023. And what a drama today. Getting this coming. Yeah, I'm using it coming in on Bing. Still ain't sorted my other one out, so I'm not gonna. Right, terrible totals. Terrible totals coming again. Out west, as that cyclone comes ashore, you're talking high totals. And again, expect this to rise. And I'm looking probably about next to in the 14 days you'll see a meter of water along this corridor here, and that's very bad news for you guys. Hey, just about as bad news for New Zealand, but not as bad as that. Is they can't make their minds up about your totals, but I just told you you're gonna just get ready, and they'll keep flip flopping. But I told you the Hawke's Bay area was gonna cap it. Yeah, I'm showing a couple big totals. This one worries me the most because the highest numbers are coming along the tributaries that lead into these big rivers that go down towards the bay itself, and it's bad news for the infrastructure of the roads that lead toward the bay. And so you guys are going to have to make some decisions, and I start making them fairly soon. Almost every model is showing you that the second moisture batch that's going to come through is going to be quite thick. I believe the first batch was going to drop about 7 to 8 centimeters in choice spots, and that means the next one's going to drop 20. And so we'll kind of go over a few of those as well as to what you can expect to see. That even a quick batch coming through here to soak the streams and then getting that after it is never, ever a good thing. So, hold on to your lug nuts, boys. It's time for the overhaul, kind of, so to speak. But we never get to shove the muffler up the tail of what does this. Having a sticky outfit here, it's not looking good, just past Seddon. They had a big quake. I remember I visited the bridge here by the river, right here. They had an earthquake while I was there. Well, you should see how the cliffs look. It's very dramatic. Down a big hillside. Some beautiful vineyards out here as well. I recommend you try some of that wine. It's in a big organic region down there. In case you didn't know it. In case you didn't know it, it's organic and they grow it. But with all the chem falling out, is anything really organic anymore? As I look through some of the totals expected to hit the north, it's not looking good at all. It's like they always want to err on the side of caution. Those are your 5 day totals. Yeah, it was much worse. And access. That's kind of what I think it's going to be, because as it comes down, it's going to kind of hook the top here. Is it running? Is it working? Oh, yes, 2 minutes and 43 seconds. What was that somebody typed? Oh, no. 20. Did I hear? Yeah, you heard. And the first batch coming through. And I'll show you, it's going to be a double event. And you've got two places of concern there. And I'm very watching this very closely, how they're working the moisture through the tropics. And okay, which ones are going to give me choices here? If I looked at the let's go with the radar. I was watching them moving the moisture through the tropics up here this afternoon. Hopefully this will load all right. Like I said, I'm testing this other way. Yes, I'm going to allow. No, you may not know my location. There's no need for that. But I was watching the beams through here and up through, in particular in Cambodia, this big ring here, forcing a lot of stuff up and around the Thai Peninsula, assuring that this stuff here stays in China proper through this corridor of heated outflows here that these rings have created. Right, and that's very important for your weather, because if they guide it just right through these flows in here, if we can get one of these to run, you'll see how they create almost like gates that come up and create drags for flows to stay in certain areas or to cross an island where it's needed to, and by fixing the flows through various straits and places. So I watch this very closely. Look at that rippler there. The rippler, bzz, getting fried. Malaysia style. So, without further ado, let me give you some of your weather plans. It's going to take me a minute to load all these things again because all this is new ones. So starting now, looks like you got a spinner has formed off the coast and is going to be affecting the weather of New Zealand. Is this batch and that batch meet? Watch this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. As we head toward Friday, here she comes, the steamer. This is a bad day. Winds and tides, bringing it across. And down this is the clobberer. That is carrying a lot of moisture. Right, so you expecting them totals coming across here. My gosh, this is going to be a wicked event for you guys. As this, yeah, as the lows climb on itself, as it kind of rolls like a ribbon onto itself. This is bad, 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 bad. Terrible setup, folks. And that island's going to do a curveball. Watch. Burnt Pine has been aiming storms at you guys in New Zealand all year. Oh, and it brought that other one in like this. Wonk. I watched the beams, and I'm waiting for Auckland to do a guiding beam. So far, it hasn't sent one out yet. Mm-hmm. And this one here is going to be a devastator. It is packing a lot of water, and when it mixes with that tropical air, mixes with the cold, it's going to get devastating. These winds are going to pick up. This is a bad day. Now you got to remember, I don't know what time it is in Auckland right now, but if it said it was midnight here, you would be roughly. What time is it there? Is about that time it will be on. What is probably about lunchtime on the 12th. You have a big clobber coming, and it's not going to be a quickness. You poor folks. Let's see what the pressures look like on that day. Right? What's above you that has yet to come? You're going to have to watch these very closely, because that could be a half a day sooner or a half a day later, but you got another one right behind it. I'm telling you, you're about to see a clobbering, unlike that your previous storm ever gave you. This is a terrible setup. Leaves the gap for a whole nother one to come straight through, straight over into a line to New Zealand and diving south. This is a long sustained setup of a badness for New Zealand. Meanwhile, this is coming in the mainland, and all that water that came with it from the tropics is going to dump about, over the next 2 weeks, about a meter of water on this area. I'm not going to be surprised in the next 2 weeks to see near half a meter to 3/4 of a meter area water dumped on this area. Not going to be surprised. Oh, you got another one behind this one. And it should be being birthed probably about Monday. I'll be watching for the chem setup and the beams that it's going to take to make this weather plan happen. But with this setup of the highs and the lows like this, if these collapse together up top, everything steams over even quicker. And no matter what, you're going to get it. Sorry to be the one to give you that news. Map says. And the map says Fubario for North Island. Yeah, and for the sticky outfits when they work them through. And I don't see how Nelson's total is staying as low as they're saying. I'm sticking with my guns. Ooh, yeah, it's just gonna work all everywhere else but you. I don't think so. Yeah, so we're gonna be very, very vigilant for the South Island. Every weather map has you guys here having a tendril hit, and it's not a small one. You see that, like that's staying offshore. You guys are in deep, deep, deep trouble, and you have time to prepare. You know what to expect, so you know what to do, and you know you got each other's back, right? This world is one big waka, and it's up to us to make sure it's shipshape. And well, I've done the best I can for you as far as early warnings go. So let's look at what's going to happen at today. Let's just contend with today. It's going a little bit slow. Like you got the beams on over there. Just out to sea, could be a bomb. I don't know, I'll have to look. I've got it kind of loaded up here. We'll see how that goes. Are we still running is my question. What a shit show, says Aaron. You are so 100% correct. So somebody says 11:10. Yeah, you missed it by a minute till the 11th 11. Angelic numbers. Means we're all on the right path. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and Bert Pine is doing what it was designed to do, frying away at the Tasman Sea. Scatterbox. Right, let's go with what's going on now. So we have a quick peek. I don't want 6 hours. I want one. I know you had some action in Sedona. You had a rather fierce song over here in Conolingus over here. The Cuntamora. And which one do you prefer? Hey, I'm gonna have as fun with this as I can. Hey, the world is coming to an end, and I'm gonna be the one telling jokes when the Titanic goes down. If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down laughing. I'm gonna go into the next life with a great vibe. You know when it goes when it goes ha ha. Here we go down the slide. They got a bit of a hook to this. I'm not quite believing the BOM's feeds anymore because they're trying to hide the beams like this straight line one that's going to come through here near the end. That they didn't hide. Right here. See the beam? Sweat. Making a straight line. They didn't quite hide it enough there. I can see the crack in the con there. And the Conura. Oh, no. Another hook trail here south of what's that? Warman. Yeah, they're warming the sky with the microwaves. And as we get further south over here, Gunga Din, a Kunda. What is with all the Kunda names? A Kunda Jara. Do you have a Kunda Jara? Kunda Jara. They look like a pecker right there. Look, it's spitting out. I didn't design it to happen. It just did. In case Jeffrey is watching, he could draw. Look at this storm. It's spitting out. Hi, have a lightning ball. Hi, now it looks like a gerbil. Hey, now it just looks like that. Yeah, he's got the chem bombs look, Boom! Brought to you by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and their funding of ScopeX. The lockdown of your sky look. His name was Gates. You surprised he locked you down? You guys will pick up on that one day. Let's look down towards Sedona because I seen a bit of action coming down here and it didn't look very pleasant, the straight line bit. They're just kind of hanging around. A boom, plumed up cloud. Rainy days someday always seem to. Hey, the chemtrails proceed, that shit. Yeah, I could have gone bad there. Skinny jokes might have gotten told. Oh, that would be so inappropriate. That looked like a bomb line there that went off in that curve here near the end. Right about here. The bombs. Boom, 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 plum, 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 boom, 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 fucking plum, plum, plum. Eucla. Boom, 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 boom. Let's look and see what they did. What have they done? What have they done to our home? Boom! There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, and a plume over your homes. And then the metal settled in your braids and you needed smartphones to tell you were smart. You took an IQ test to tell you if you're smart. Marring up the sky. Roxby Town's got a nice outflow boundary here. It's going to create some winds. Oh, that Kim just said hi here. I'm just going to go pow. Just blow that whole area. At Lake Creek, you might have had some sunshine, but they boxed out your sky right there. Look at that one. Square. Let's get rid of some of the distracted, nitty-gritty, shitty names, which are, hey, tired of seeing the royals and the people that killed stuff get towns named after them everywhere. Hey, Wellington. How's that beef? Oh, my. Look at all this chem bombs going across. This is terrible looking. Let's go out west here. What was fueling up this crap? There was some storms out here. Could it possibly be fueled by chem bombs? I think it is. See right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go back 10 minutes. Forward. Boom. 2 more here in a donut shape. Boom. Another one in a cluster right there. The knuckles nucleus back into the 5 stars formation. Spread eagle across the land. Hit a big something blowing up over here, changing the deck of the clouds, blowing out the existing low deck with the bombs on the top, changing the dynamics and the flows. Boy, do we have a creating a storm out here. Great big square edge of God only knows what's in this mix, of which we all deserve an absolute honest answer to. Not the corporate answer, which has plausible deniability and please don't sue me built into it, and teams of lawyers everywhere. You know, when a hospital has to have a team of lawyers, you'll know things have gone too far. I dang sure don't see no curing wards in a hospital. Look at that square spinning right there. Does that look natural to you? This funny face right here. The look of this sarcastic geoengineer getting away with murder. Boom! See him coming and going right there. 2 dots. Hey, bam, get the hooker out there to see, making a big P. They're passing gas, man. Passing gas, triple formation here. Bam, 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 bam. That's Byron, in case you ain't figured it out. Sydney and the entrance is all down there. Lake Cat's Ass. Cat's Eye. I hear it's called Cat's Eye. The Cat's Eye looks like an ass. I don't know. I know how to spell Cathy. Cat's Eye. The cat's ass is looking a bit cloudy today with big streamers of death streaming across the land. Oh my, would you look at the go? Boom! And a big cluster right there of bombs going off again and again and again and again and again. Repeated death bombs. Chemical attack across the oceans of the land. Across this peaceful population of people who ain't done nothing wrong other than ask for freedom, ask for their fries. Meanwhile, they're getting their fries. It's just not the way they was expecting it. No, that's the mixed surprise fry. Uh-huh. Da-da-da-da, boom, 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 boom. Look at all these boom, boom, plumes off the coast. Let's see exactly where we are. Nabucco heads. Is there 1 or 2 heads there? Probably 2 because they pluraled it. But are people using their heads in Nabucco heads? That is the biggest question of all. I'm going to do a little cruise up the coast to check on my whales. How are they doing? You guys got some action coming. I ain't forgot about you. Well, it looks like over the Great Barrier Reef has definitely seen a great big old Sanchez coming over the top. Wipe out. Here's a bomb. See it right there? See the bomb? Bomb. A bit of a bomb. Bam. Over the reef. The Great Barrier Reef. Does it need sulfuric acid sprayed over the top of the reef? Why don't you do an experiment? Find a piece of coral that's washed up on shore. Don't go be destroying nothing. And put some sulfuric acid in it and see what happens. You'll melt it. You'll bleach it. You'll do what they're saying is happening to it. Meanwhile, a great big ass chemtrail, longer than a day it would take to drive. It'd take quite a few hours to fly from there to there. Meanwhile, it had been toxified. The toxiflyers have been very, very busy over the far north of Australia, and the descendants of death have come down from the ocean of Indonesia and said, hi there. Hey, put that on your sugar crap. It's smoking. So what's that stuff that's falling out on the sugar when they burn it? Containing it in the smoke. That toffee smell is going to have some heavy metals. And all these heavy metals in the sky will be very easy to turn into a plasma or an aurora, making unusual colors that would definitely tell what chemicals were in the sky, as the plasmas would definitely be considered a burn testable thing. Predictable glowings of chemicals in the sky. So yes, somebody asked, could it be possible HAARP experiments? Absolutely, because they ran similar ones in Norway using sounding rockets to disperse the lithium, the barium, and the strontium and the aluminum. They used aluminum, barium, and strontium for those Norway experiments. I'll have to try and find them. Norway HAARP sounding rocket experiments.
A NASA sounding rocket soared high from a launch pad in Norway.
As a lot of times they'll use sounding rockets for experiments with harp type things in electrics. I'm not seeing the picture I'm looking for. On a future show, I'll find this information on it for you. Jim Lee did a great video called Chemtrails from Space. Let me see if I can find a link to that. Let's see if we can find this. With this information here, you could pretty much prove chemtrails. Videos of chemtrails from space from Climate Viewer. You'll find that Jim Lee's one is this one here is a fine example, and I suggest that you
Jim Lee from Climate
yeah,
View.
sorry Jim, I didn't know I was going to play this out, but don't think you'll mind. Because I do things with all due respect. It's an old video, but that proves chemtrails. Beyond a doubt, even any meteorologist has to bow to that information. Because it left a trail. It was an experiments that were done. I think you'll find that to be some very worthwhile information I just passed to you. You should go look up Jim's work. Look at that bomb right here out to sea. Wow. They did a heck of a job manipulating the weather down on you. So let's roll back to the what's gonna goes. Right, what do they say is gonna happen? Let's go with the weather plan. Rain and not the accumulations this time. And let's turn off some of the dramatic particle animations there, because that just winds people up. And let me have a drink of my drink. Now I'm thirsty. Oh, that's delicious. Right, it looks like she's racing on around from the tropics. Flows are split in two different directions here. So that means a beam has took place to change the flow dynamics of this, to shove that back up through the tropics, which is going to hem that chem and force that along a line like that. That always happens like that. Where it very often forms a second storm and gets sucked right back through as that moves along, creates like a draft. So as we go over the next 24 hours, it starts to kick into motion of the excitement of it all. As the first kiss of his storm touches the tip of the North Island, you realize then, this is about to be a long day. Meanwhile, over in Australia, the Coast Road says, "Hey there, good thing I got my rain tires on, and all you want with bald tires is stay at home, because you're going to have a lot of slip slidings your way." That's right. So if you got bad tires, retire your car during these next few days situations. It's extremely heavy tornadic type conditions, downpours, and they're going to be torrential. Isolated packets of damage in hails and wind. So we're going to be watching this very, very closely on Friday for you guys, which means I get a long night. And meanwhile, New Zealand's going to be capping it. That's right. All the Kia Ora in the world doesn't bring out enough Kia Kaha sometimes. And your weather turns to Kaka. Over Kaka. Kaka's over here. Cacao. Then you get batch number 1 has come through. And now it's going to wind up on itself, and the rain really never stops. And you're just going to get smack after smack after smack. And then one comes down from the tropics just to give you one more great big old fucking kiss from the north. And we're talking by the end of this whole event, and New Zealand will be so wet. It's right. I could take you down a different path backwards if you want. Whoa. Hey, that you can make the bad weather go away. You see, look, it's going away, the bad weather. But it didn't make it not happen. It just looked a little different. And this one here kind of gives me an idea of what the tendrils they're planning on working down, because these will be very, very heavy pockets. And what does the Hobbit have in his pockets? Nothing. He's willing to toll you because he's stolen. Oh! Now let's look at a little bit of thunderstorm action on the next 24 hours. That is, predictable actions that are coming on. That plague of chemtrails over Sedona is going to do its bit as the storms spread out west in a bit in predictable fashion down here over the Northern Territory, as Alice Springs is blistered frying things. And as they're swelling the streams up north, the big swat here is going to be through here. It's where they're going to bring it ashore, right around here. When you get your cyclone. And you're getting it. It's going to happen. But you know, And when geoengineer is allowed to continue, and your weather people don't know what the hell the forecast is going to do, yeah, people like me that get criticized will do that for you. Oh my, that's a hell of a sweat. So that's the second storm. Not good, folks. Not good. This is just the thunderstorm part. There wasn't the rain and thunder part. 2 batches in your bed. It's the second batch coming from the tropics is going to be the worst. That's your cyclone. The winds that day are going to be very, very high. Oh! Oh, excuse me. Come on, you're supposed to show me the settings. There we go. Yeah, I don't think there's 5 miles an hour down there. I think you're right on the edge of a tropical cyclone Cat 1. Right at that moment. You guys, that's a full-fledged. That's full-fledged Category 1 to Category 2 tropical cyclone hitting the shores of Australia on Thursday the 13th, coming into shore at about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what Port Hedland. High tide, Port Hedland, 13th of April. I need to know your tide table. No, we don't know tide. High tide tables for the Thursday the 13th. This is such an important stat that you need to know. I want the 13th. High tide time is 2:48 in the afternoon. Low is at that. When's the second high? So right, she's coming ashore hours as the tide is coming in. It's fucking bad. Very, very, very bad if she comes ashore at that time. And you're ready for this wind over here? That's the turn the corner wind. It's always higher. Because you add the forward motion of the storm to the wind speed. So on this side, impact speed will be less. So if it's going 5 mile an hour forward, that would be 110 mile an hour wind forward. And you would subtract on that side. On the rotation, it's going that direction. If it's steaming that way. That's just a basic. So, big problems coming. Bastards. And she comes straight inland. Right over Marble Bar. And by the time she's coming over Marble Bars, those winds ain't lessen much. She will spin tornadoes out. Anytime an eye wall like that breaks down as it comes over land, it's going to be devastating. You guys going to need to evacuate. Yep. That's what I say. If it was my family and I lived on that shore lane, I would be making phone calls now. I'd head south here. But you have to watch it close because that comes ashore, they beam it wrong. It's that way, but X-Smith will be in control. All these radars will be in control to assure it goes to Pat that's wanted. Of that you can be certain. What a fucking shame. I'm so sorry for you folks. I really, really am. So, Ray, with that said and with that done, you guys try to stay as safe as possible. I'll keep you posted as good as possible. If you find my work worth Kohat, I seek out how to do that. Other than that, big love. Stay safe. Peace.